Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm Mara Zimmerman, and I'm so happy and honored and grateful to be here to collaborate with the Consulate General of India here in Chicago. Thank you so much for joining us. Such a beautiful winter day here in Chicago with a clear blue sky. Wherever you are and you're beginning to settle in today, give yourself a moment to create a sacred space, to allow yourself to begin with a relaxed and calm state of mind. Sitting in good posture, this will naturally increase the quality of our breathing. If you can be near a window or in a place where you feel that you can relax and be at your best. Otherwise, the focus goes within and we create our sacred space there, tuning into our inner nature, our inner well-being, as we honor this beautiful practice of yoga, India's gift to the world, meant for all peoples and all over the world, different places, all sending out a prayer and a blessing for the world, especially at this time. So let's go ahead and tune into our breathing and begin with good intentions with a quiet minute. We're dropping from all the thinking and the thoughts into our heart center, to a place where we can be more present, listen to our bodies and our minds and our individual needs, and also with our emotions, our feelings, and our senses. Just noticing as we sit to begin, and then bringing your attention right back to focusing on your breathing. So just using our natural breath to begin, balancing the inhale with the exhale, just noticing if one side of your breath is longer than the other. This is normal and natural for you. Just see if you can maybe shorten one side of the breath or lengthen one side to match the other. Never stressing the breath, just balancing and helping to be more present, relieving stress, energizing ourselves to begin, bringing our hands into our heart center. We'll sit for just about a quiet minute to help us charge and recharge the brain, the body, the mind. So we'll do our poses safely and carefully so they will serve us best. So one quiet minute here to pause in meditation, to be mindful of your posture, to be grateful and appreciate your breath. And I will guide us out on the other side, and enjoy. Okay, very nice. Thank you. If your eyes are closed, you can go ahead and open them. The focus continues to remain within. As we sit here, let's do one focused breath here together today. Each time we've met, I try to repeat similar poses. Repetition can be a part of the learning, a part of the meditation process, and the muscle memory that we are building on. Also, adding in a different pranayama, a breath other than just our natural breath from time to time, to help give us different tools that we may enjoy or need from time to time that helps us build on our natural breathing. So for today, we're going to use our hands, just like being in the poses with our bodies and our minds. Our hands can be in different positions and postures called mudras. They can help relax our nervous system. They can help us be more present and more connected, and help us feel more interconnected with something that we may be feeling with our symptoms, if we're working to get well or uncomfortable in our bodies, to help us tune into different areas that we may need to be paying more attention to. So the other thing that's interesting about these hand positions is any age that I teach, any culture around the world that I have met from people, everybody naturally goes to different hand positions without it being a spoken word. People naturally find that to be a connection and grounding to ourselves when we put our hands on our laps or connect them together in certain ways. There's a certain energy, a certain healing that can happen. And when we start to pay more attention to that, if we're doing it naturally or intuitively, we can enhance and empower that state, that natural calming state that can be present just by being more aware of our hands and connecting that to our breathing. So for today, you could either leave your hands right on your lap if that is comfortable, and just becoming more aware of your hands, connecting them to your heart center, how you connect to yourself, and then how we reach out and connect into the world. So for today, we're going to take the base of our heels of our hands, the palms, and put them together. Your elbows are just relaxed. Your hands are just gently pressing at the bottom. Then we're going to take our pinkies and touch them very gently, and our thumbs and touch them very gently. That's going to leave a little opening within our hands. You could have those hands closed. The fingers could all touch, or they could be open. In this way, we're imagining a flower. In yoga, we imagine maybe a lotus flower. There are 8 main petals of yoga, or limbs. So it could be a beautiful lotus flower. It could be any flower that you enjoy looking at or imagining that could bring you some peace and calm in a moment's notice. Your flower can be opened or closed. And we're simply going to tuck your head down, your chin down a bit, and imagining that flower. Inhale. Then hold your breath for a moment and pause. And through your nose, exhale. One more time. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. Very nice. And just release your hands back to your lap. Fingers can be touching or relaxed. And just take a natural breath. Wonderful. Okay, so as we begin, we're going to come up into standing good posture. We will be in good posture in every position that we do. Sitting, standing, lying down, upside down, and twisting. All of these positions will require good posture. Our brain-body connection, focus along our spine, being mindful of where we are holding stress in our bodies and our minds, and tuning in there so we can breathe in and release stress as we breathe out. Using this time to become more energized, more present, and increasing our well-being any amount. Tadasana, good posture. Take a breath. Very nice. Okay, we're coming into tree pose, Veerabhadrasana. You could hold a chair or a table or the wall, or you could balance just simply on the floor. You could leave your foot on the floor like a kickstand, hands on your hips. You can come up onto your ankle or anywhere on your leg that feels comfortable for you. Just be mindful not to put pressure onto your knee. Always being gentle with your body and your mind. If you step down or fall down, simply come back. One more breath. And then slowly go ahead and release and all the way down. Go ahead and switch sides. On the left, lift the right. Remember to be symmetrical. It may look or feel very different at first, but you do want to try to look the same from side to side, helping to balance the brain and the body physically from one side to the other. One more breath. And slowly release all the way down. Pause for a breath. Very nice. Okay, let's come into Veerabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3, working on our balance and our postural muscles right away. Again, you could be holding a wall or a chair for balance. On your right, lift your left leg. Any amount will be good for you. Reaching your arms forward, stretching along the spine, point the toes down towards the floor. If you step down, come back. You're always building on the pose. One more. Good. And slowly release. Very nice. Let's go ahead and switch sides. On the left, lift the right. However you did it on the first side. Be light in the pose, even though you're focused and concentrating. Relax as you strengthen. One more. Very nice. And go ahead and come back and pause for a breath. Wonderful. Okay, let's come into our standing poses. Konasana triangle. You're going to open up the legs. Right leg forward first. Left toes are pointing forward towards the right. Both legs are straight and your hips are nice and open towards me. Arms reach out to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Tilt. Konasana. Stretch, triangle, hip to spine first. Open the chest and shoulders. Reach through your hands. Looking down at the floor will help your balance. One more. Then grounding your feet. Inhale, come up. Go ahead and switch your feet the other way. And exhale, tilt down. Very nice. Breathe. Balance. Stretch. One more. And again, grounding the feet, inhaling, come on up and switch sides. Bending deeply into warrior 2, bending deeply into that right knee. The right knee is like there's a wall behind you. It shouldn't be caving in toward the body. It should be aligned with your hip. That's going to keep your hip and knee nice and safe. You're leaning towards into your ankle. But your knee, you don't have to go too deeply there. Stretching the back leg as well, opening both sides of your hips. Gentle back bend here. Take a breath. Then reverse the warrior gently. Left arm down, right arm up. Inhale. And exhale for our extended side angle. Either put your hand on your hip and your hand on your knee, or you could reach out over the ear. And you can even reach toward the floor. Do the pose that you can take a relaxed breath in. One more. And grounding the feet. Inhale, come up through warrior 2. Reaching both arms up, warrior 1. Inhale. And exhale, back open. Very nice. Switch sides. Bending deeply into warrior 2. Veerabhadrasana. Reach both arms out to the side. Hips are nice and open. One more. Reverse. Left arm up, right arm down. Inhale. And then exhale, however you did your side angle on the other side. You can do that here. Hand on the knee, hand on the hip, or hand toward the floor and out over the ear. One more. Ground the feet. Inhale, come back up through warrior 2. Reach both arms up through warrior 1. Take a breath. And then relaxing back open for warrior 2. Very nice. Switch back side here today. I'm going to add in another modification of our warriors. You're going to drop down onto the left knee and just come upright for a breath and stretch. You could always put something underneath your knee to cushion it if you needed to on the floor. Take a nice breath here. Inhale. Then we're going to twist. You're going to put your left arm down and your right arm up. Gently inhale, twisting here. And then go ahead and come back. Inhale all the way, reach up again. Very nice. And then we're going to just deepen that stretch a little bit. You can take that left leg back and bend a little bit more into that right knee. Depending on your body type, your knee, to keep it safe, will be straight up and down over the ankle. And if you have more flexible in hips and knees, it's okay if it goes past the ankle a little. Never force your body. Inhale, reach again, stretching gently. And then go ahead and twist it again, leaning forward. Left arm down, right arm up. Inhale. Exhaling back up, stretch. Release out of the pose. And then we're just going to go ahead. You can release your hands for a moment and switch the other way. Switching sides in yoga, the transitions in life, the transition from one side of the body to the other. Also, just being present in that transition is a part of the meditation, and also physically good for our hips and our body, the rotation and the movement from side to side. First one, we're upright. Stretch up tall, be light on your knee. Take a breath. Then the right arm comes down, the left arm up for a gentle twist. Inhale. And then slowly release, back up, take a breath. And then we're bending forward. If you need to shift your leg or make an adjustment, you can. A reminder, the knee is over the ankle for most of us. If it's past the ankle, that's just more natural for your body and your hip and should be very comfortable. Either way, stretch, relax, breathe. I'm going to gently twist this one here, stretching forward, right hand down, left arm up, inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and come back up again and all the way back up. And then go ahead and actually come back up to standing good posture. Tadasana, pause here for a breath. Beautiful. Okay, let's do our half moon here, Ardha Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Arms are reaching back behind the ears a little or toward it. Tuck your pelvis under. And exhale, bend to the right. Reaching through both arms, stretch. Then inhale up neutral. Exhale the other way. And then inhale back up. And exhale the arms down by our side. Very nice. Pause again for a breath. Let's do our half sun salutation. Energizing again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold, bend your knees a little. Inhale, look up halfway, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold down. Inhaling, come all the way back up towards a stand and reach, stretch. Exhale the arms down by your side. Very nice. Uttanasana, folding forward bend. Take your feet hips width apart. Hands are going to be on your hips. Elbows are in toward each other. Inhale, look up a little. And exhale, just fold forward and down. We're going to hang out in Uttanasana for a couple of breaths. You could again reach for the wall or a chair if you didn't want to reach for the floor. You can bend your knees as much as you like. And tilt the weight forward a little bit here. Relax your neck. Just let gravity help you stretch a little bit here as you balance. Couple more. Good. One more breath. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, just rolling your body up till your hands are on your hips, and then you're all the way standing. Pause, breathe, and then back to Tadasana. One more breath here. Very nice. Let's do one more standing pose before we go down to the floor. We're going to come on your right leg and we're going to lift your left leg. That may be enough for you today. You might just lift your leg and that's wonderful. If you joined us for some of the energization exercises, you could even be focused on your ankle in this pose and doing rotations. Otherwise, you could try to take your foot, the outside of your foot or the inside, kicking it into your hand and reaching forward. Breathe. Balance. If you step down, come back. Very nice. And then slowly release. Go ahead and switch sides. On the left, lift the right. Get the support of the wall or a chair if you need or like it. Just working your balance or moving your ankle in rotations will be great for you here. If you want to try to take the foot and you did on the other side, you could do that now. Just breathing and balancing. Relax. One more. And then slowly release. And then all the way down, we'll pause for a breath here. Very nice. Okay, we're going to move down to the floor. Inhale, reach, stretch. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees if you want. Inhale, look up halfway, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Step it back, push up plank position. Reminder, if you do not look or feel like a plank, you should drop your knees. That will help keep the integrity in the shoulders where we need it and go easy on the lower back. We're lowering down to our yoga push-up, chaturanga. Your elbows are in, hovering. And then all the way down to the floor. Let's come up on our forearms for Sphinx. Reach back through your toes. This pose, these poses in our back bends that address all the 7 major chakras along the spine, helping us to release any energy we don't need and to store up energy we do need to help us become more balanced, maybe even in ways we're not even aware of, and maybe increasing our awareness, helping us to become more conscious of our own needs and well-being. One more breath here, tall on the forearms, reach through the toes, tuck the chin. Very nice. Hands by your chest, elbows in, tuck your toes under, lifting up to a downward facing dog. Relax here, bend your knees as much as you want to, relax your neck. Downward facing dog is a resting pose, a place to pause. One more. Very nice. And then drop down onto our hands and knees. We're going to do a little cat-cow, another gentle back bend, energizing along our spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, rounding out gently. Again, inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, rounding out. One more time. Inhale, look up. And exhale, round. Very nice. Okay, back to neutral and onto our stomach. If you're repeating classes, there's some that I often really try to repeat each time. Part of that is because I think they are safe. One pose yoga that if you need a back bend to build on your moods and lift your spirits, you have smaller, safe ones to do. If you love them. Hands down, chest and feet up. Shalambhasana. Work the postural muscles. One more breath. Come down and rest if you want to. Otherwise, we're lifting the hands. Everything's up. Breathe. Good. Now come down and rest if you want to. Otherwise, we're bending the knees. Back bends open the front of our body. Take your feet or ankles if they're nearby, but you don't need to. You could just bend the legs. One more. And then everybody slowly release onto our stomachs and pause. One more time. Elbows in, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Knees can be bent or straight. Press through the palms, the index fingers. Lift the hips up. Relax towards stretching through the heels. And relax your neck. One more. Good. For today in our downward facing dog, we're going to put the left leg secure on the floor, lift the right leg. Sometimes we do this with our legs, toes pointed down, so do that first. And then stay there if that's enough. Otherwise, you can open your hip wide and bend the knee. Pushing through your hands and shoulders, be light. Open up one side. Then slowly release the leg straight again. If it's not, point the toes down and then come all the way down. Take a breath. Then switch sides. On the right, lift the left. If you need a break, just come down to child's pose. Point the left toes down, take a breath. And then if you opened up the hip on the other side, bend the knee, stretch gently here. Lift from the hands. And then toes point back down. And you can exhale both legs back down. Final breath here. And then dropping your knee to your knees, everybody. Your knees can be open or closed. Sit back on your heels for a child's pose. Your arms can be very straight with your elbows off the ground. You could also have your arms bent like we did in Sphinx, or you could reach your hands towards your heels. Balasana, either position, you're just relaxing your head and neck all the way through your spine and hips. Couple more breaths. Good, one more. And then slowly go ahead, come up onto your heels. We're going to pause here. This is another seated meditation position. All of the poses, especially the back bends, are going to help move the energy, help us find the balance we seek. Just allow ourselves to pause here to take it in. One more breath. Very nice. Okay, come on to our backs. Bandasana, another wonderful, energizing, safe back bend. Lay down on the floor, bend your knees, reach your hands towards your heels, and go ahead and lift. Chin towards the chest, keep it neutral. Shoulders and heart center are open. Your knees are in line with your hips. One more. And then slowly release down towards the floor. Take a breath. Wonderful. Okay, at this point, I like to give an offering where if there is a pose or a back bend we have not done that you would like to get in safely and carefully today, please do that now. Otherwise, we will repeat together Bandasana. Just go ahead and lift up your hips, reach your hands towards your heels, tuck the chin, and breathe. If you want to go up for the full back bend, the full wheel, Chakrasana, you could do that here, hands by your ears. You could go ahead and lift, one breath. And then slowly go ahead and lower. Carefully all the way back down. Pause for a breath. Very nice. Okay, let's come up to a seated position. Vadakanasana, seated butterfly. All of the big poses warming and heating us. Now we're going to cool and calm and slow ourselves down, store the energy. We never want to force our forward bending after back bending. So we're just going to pause here in neutral for one more breath. Wonderful. On your next exhale, go ahead and just gently come forward and down. So just relaxing, using your breath to remain present. Calming and cooling, finding a homeostasis inside us. Just allow the body's innate intelligence to help us find the balance. Slowly release, right leg straight, left leg bent. Janu Shirshasana, our seated tree pose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come forward and down. Bend that right knee as much as you like. You could even remain seated upright. Relax the hip and the knee. One more breath. And then slowly come out and release. Carefully switch sides, left leg straight, right leg bent. Inhale, reach, and exhale, folding. Calming and cooling. One more. Very nice. And slowly release. Go ahead and switch sides again. Tree pose on the other side, Janu Shirshasana. Repeating poses is wonderful for our mind and body. You can repeat this one here with the right leg straight in Janu Shirshasana. If you would like to take that right leg and bend it behind you, you could also do that here. Either way, take a breath. Very nice. And you can either stay here or you can bring the ankle up into the lap. Take a breath. Never force. Good. And if you like, you can twist if you're in this position. Right hand to left knee. Reach that right arm, but just behind your back or towards the floor gently. If you have a variation, you want to bind the foot, you could do that here. One more. Very nice. Coming back to neutral, release the ankle, pause, and then releasing the right leg straight. And then both legs are straight as we switch sides. Left leg straight, right leg bent. We're either staying right here, if you did on the other side for Janu Shirshasana, our seated tree, or the left leg tucks back. Pause for a breath. If you brought the ankle up on one side, you'll want to try that here. Take a breath. And if you twisted, twist here. So left arm to right knee. Right arm is either behind your back, reaching to the floor, or reaching for or grabbing the foot. One more. Good. And slowly release. Release the ankle. And then left leg comes out back straight, and both legs will straighten now for Pashimotanasana. Inhale, reach, and exhale, fold forward and down. Further calming and cooling as we stretch. Relax with each exhale. One more. Very nice. And then slowly release. Go ahead and lift your feet up in the air for Navasana. This is our boat pose. Your knees can be bent or straight, or you can take your feet. Staying centered, focus on your core, balancing. One more breath wherever you are. If you rock out, just come back. Releasing slowly now, everybody, all the way down towards the floor. Onto your backs for Supta Vadakanasana, reclining butterfly. Feet together, knees apart. Reach your hands towards your feet, out to the sides or over your head. There's even a slight back bend here if you're reaching over your head. Just allow yourself to relax any amount more here as we begin to cool down further. Balancing the energy centers along the spine we spoke about today. The chakras, the 7 major chakras should naturally start to find a balance here as you store your energy. Reach your hands out to the side. Take a breath. Bring your knees into your chest. And then we're going to drop the knees out to the right, unwinding any amount more. Breathe. Good. Bring your knees in through neutral. Drop them out to the left. Unwind the other way. And then back to neutral again. Drop your feet to the floor, pause for a breath. Then we're going to lift your feet up in the air. Just let everything circulate. You can leave your feet. It's a great restorative pose up in the air for a few breaths. If you want to come all the way up to Sarvangasana and Halasana, you can do that now. Our shoulder stand and our plow. Be gentle and safe with your neck. Put the weight into your arms and hands. If your feet are over your head, bent or straight, take a breath. And everybody's back up in the air. And let's all lower all the way down towards the floor. Touch your feet again for grounding. Deep breath here as you begin to straighten out your legs, completely flat on your back on the floor for our final resting pose, Shavasana. So just allow yourself to let yourself relax here for our final moments and minute in meditation, remaining present by continuing to focus on your breathing, allowing all the focused energy, the focused breathing, the prana, the oxygen to store up on a cellular level, the muscle memory of the conscious focused movements to settle in, and the balancing of our chakras, our major wheels of energy, just allowing our bodies to do what's best for us, tuning us in to make good choices for our health, our well-being, and as we navigate into the world around us. So moving into stillness, being grounded, taking positive action, being centered, storing your energy, being heart-centered, loving and kind to yourself and others, maybe setting boundaries where you need to, reaching out for help and support, using your voice in a positive way and knowing how and when to be quiet and silent, finding community and people, tuning into your intuition, your imagination, using your knowledge and logic for the greater good, and wearing that crown of our special gifts and talents, what you have to offer the world and to yourself, what brings you meaning and purpose in your life. And taking a breath here to integrate all the different parts of us that become fragmented when we're actually whole. So if you'd like to remain on your back for our final minute meditation, please feel free to do so. But we are energizing and recharging. If you'd like to come up to a seated, comfortable position, you could do that at any time, wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe taking a final stretch overhead. We'll sit in 1 minute of quiet meditation together, balancing our energy, storing, restoring, and being present and enjoying the quiet together. 1 quiet minute, I will guide us out on the other end, and enjoy. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We are here on Fridays and Sundays at 8 a.m. Chicago Central Time. Please feel free to continue to join us. Thank you so much to the Consulate General of India here in Chicago. I am so honored and grateful to be collaborated and working here together with you. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and namaste.